last topic of the night, and the topic that forced me to delay the podcast a week. It's Anime Dartboard, the segment of the podcast where we discuss a anime selected 2 months ago. You had 2 months to watch Prétear, so I hopefully you watched Prétear. The segment podcast where we talk about a pre-selected anime that is a maximum of 350 minutes. That has been dubbed in English because it makes it more approachable. You was gonna, well, but yeah, that's always an excuse, audience. Anyway, Prétear in English is also referred to as like the new story of Snow White or something, which I want to be clear, I feel like we can all agree, since we all watched this, is that this didn't feel like the story of Snow White to me in the slightest. One could say that the like Leaf Knights are um, the Leaf Knights are the seven dwarves, I guess. But instead of seven dwarves, it's like the seven sexy boys that you that you're supposed to want to fuck. Um, Especially the children. But yeah, no, I can't be the only one that's like this is Cinderella though, right? Like this is Cinderella. But instead of a glass slipper, she becomes a magical girl. Which is like which is the story of, you know what, fuck me, it was just Cinderella. Yeah, it was Cinderella the whole time, except there was no evil stepmother, because I can't be, like, so who else expected the stepmother to actually be evil? And from the first episode where she's sort of, like, chastising her, we're like, well, she's definitely evil, and then she just sort of turns out to be a bit of a hard ass, but, like, a loving and caring stepmom. I also liked the take they did where the stepmom was like super into the dad. So they have like this nice loving relationship in the background. I thought that was pretty interesting. One of the sisters just fucking hates her, but I think that comes along pretty good towards the end there, where we see that she does care at the end. I thought that was kind of nice too. Oh my god, that fucking plot twist with what's his face like swapping sides in the middle and being like, I love the main villain. That was fucking crazy. And let's see, another thing is, like, who else expected the princess to be her mom? Like, they introduced her mom. I don't. They introduced her mom, and they're like, "Yes, my mom is dead," and I'm like, "Oh, that's the princess for sure." And then like, no, like not at all. I think the biggest plot twist is that like the evil princess was not her mom. That's the twist was that she wasn't the mother. But yeah, what else? I actually wonder if this had some sort of influence on Madoka Magica. I don't know if anyone else got a sort of Madoka vibe from this, but yeah, the especially like the depression arc towards episode 6. I When this started, I wasn't expecting a depression arc. Now, granted, I think every magical girl anime um, in history has a depression arc. Every action magical girl anime has a depression. Actually, I don't know if there's a depression arc in Nanoha. Is there? Is there a depression arc in Nanoha? I don't think so. I don't. No, there is. Yeah, there was a depression arc in it. Yeah, so I think every magical girl anime has a depression arc since the beginning of time. From Cutie Honey to whatever the last magical girl anime that came out was. Gushing over magical girls? No, that was like 2 years ago. Whatever. Who fucking knows? But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just wasn't expecting that to happen, and they sort of leaned into it as it continued. The same general like dour vibe to the end of it. Like I said, it's sort of reminiscent of Madoka in that regard, but like delivered in a completely different way. And I would argue not as good, not as effective. But solid character design. I actually think the main character's character, like her design, is pretty simplistic, but it works super well in emotion. And it's like super distinct. Depression in a magical girl series either gets you Minako brushing Usagi's hair or mountains of men. I mean, in Prétear, it was like chill. It was like PTSD mixed with depression, and it was like a pretty chill. Like I say that not like I say that in a way that it's not like overdone. Like for example, in like Sailor Moon, it's just like someone who is fucking mentally broken. Whereas the depression arc in I was gonna say Madoka, but honestly, I can't. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. The depression arc in Madoka, where mommy. Can I talk about this? I shouldn't. Should I? Fuck it. Where mommy fucking kills everyone. That's there. There's your depression arc, and there's arguably it's hard to say if there's like a depression arc in Madoka, because really anything after episode 3 could be the depression arc in Madoka, I guess. It's arguably the show itself is the depression arc. I don't know, but there's no like stereotypical like sad swinging like dead-eyed fucking 1,000-yard stare. It's the whole series. Yeah, but like traditional sad on a swing, 1,000-yard stare, like absolutely mentally distraught and broken character. Who may or may not be lashing out violently. We don't really get that in this at like any point. Possibly because the entire show has to deliver a premise, and we do, and it's what Sayaka? It's Sayaka. We do get a depression arc in the show, and it's Sayaka gets the depression arc. I just realized everything I'm describing happens to Sayaka, and then Madoka Magica. The thing about Madoka Magica that most people don't understand because they don't watch enough magical girl anime is that when you take into account things that occurred before Madoka Magica, Madoka wasn't that unique is the thing. Like, people act like Madoka Magica is a fucking complete subversion of the magical girl genre. It's like it's just like a slightly dark magical. Like they took the magical girl formula and instead of dialing it to 11 like people claim, he like dialed it to like a fucking like 9 or something. I can't say a 10 because Yuki Yuna is a hero. It's way fucking worse than Madoka. Not as good. Not as good. In fact, it's like a total ripoff. It's just like the Yuki Yuna situation. It like as bad as you think the situation. If you have not seen Yuki Yuna as a hero, if as bad as you think the situation is for the girls in Madoka Magica, the Yuki Yuna situation is worse. It is. Those girls were fucked. Just fucked. So I would say that's a 10, and like Madoka's like a 9. But like really, they just turned the dial of the formula from like a 7 to an 8, or from like a 7 or 8 to a 9. Like he just went one up notch. It's not even like that different than Sailor Moon, frankly. In fact, statistically speaking, more characters survive Madoka Magica's first season than survived the end of the first Sailor Moon season. So, I would call it a subversion. I call it an average Gen Urobuchi story. Honestly, it's far tamer than its usual shit. No one fucks a Shogoth in Madoka, that I remember at least. Honestly, the problem with the Madoka series is there's so many fucking spin-offs that at some point in one of the spin-offs, someone probably fucked a Shogoth. I'd be shocked if it wasn't true. I would be absolutely fucking floored if in one of the spin-offs no one fucks the Shogoth. Madoka's one of those series that got so many spin-offs that like the story is like actively worse if you're like someone who just watched the source material, because it like started as an anime and then it's like, what if we make 1,000 spin-offs, and now you're only a real Madoka fan if you know all the spin-off shit, and I'm like, why the fuck? I don't care about any of this. Fucking like Naruto, it also has that goddamn problem. Anyway, yeah, Prétear, like I said, enjoyable, but not revolutionary. I think it has a really unique dour tone to it, but I don't really find it, I don't know, all that appealing. What did I give it? I think I gave it a 6 or something. Maybe it got a 7, I'm not sure. Persona 2 Innocent Sin did the ending of the first season of Sailor Moon just not as good. It's similar, but I will say that the cast of Persona 2 survived the end of Persona 2, so technically speaking, Persona 2 also had more survivors than the end of Sailor Moon. If most people have not seen the finale of Sailor Moon Season 1, everyone fucking dies. Everyone in the whole planet just dies. Including the main cast. Everyone is a fucking corpse. And they play it real serious, too. Like, you watch every individual member of the main cast fucking die in combat. It's fucking wild. I think someone froze to death while trying to, like, get to shelter in the middle of the Antarctic. It is crazy. I really didn't think that. The best part about that is, if you actually know the story, the best part about that is at the end of the finale of Season 1, the prequel, in like the sequel, no, the trailer. At the end. At the very end, there was a trailer for Season 2 where they're like, by the way, we're confirmed for Season 2. And you know the production team were sweating fucking bullets at that finale because they're thinking, oh dear God, we killed the entire cast. How the fuck are we gonna do Season 2? Oh, I will also say that if you sneakily chop off the very end where they reveal that everyone on Earth got reincarnated within 50,000 years, if you snip off that little end bit and you just showed someone the first season of Sailor Moon with zero context, you could do irreparable damage to someone's understanding of that series. Like, every time they see a fucking Sailor Moon shirt, they just, like, start crying. Because I'm like, I can't believe they killed everyone. That's what someone with an impressionable person they know, go do that. Go just absolutely, someone who knows someone who has not seen Sailor Moon, go fuck with their heads and do that. Do that thing I just said, where you just cut off the last part where they reveal the incarnation and you just let that ride. If Eternal Punishment continued to rip off Sailor Moon R, it'd be a better game. R is the Neo Crystal Tokyo arc? See, I would like to say something about that. The problem is I don't remember what happens in Eternal Punishment, which I think speaks to your point. But how would you do that in Persona? That's a really cool Persona concept, actually. Like, your character's future self shows up, and it's like, you need to come to the future. Only you can save the future of Neo Tokyo. Only you can save the future of Neo Blasted Tokyo. Testament of bad how Eternal Punishment is. And then you just fight, I guess, aliens I guess aliens, right? Wasn't that it? It's always aliens. Yeah, yeah, from the new moon or some shit. Ours not the best season of Sailor Moon. That's S. That oh fuck, Sailor Moon S is so good though. Sailor Moon S is so fucking good. Sailor Moon S is better than Prétear. I think all of this is better than Prétear, although Super S is not better than Prétear, which is the Dead Moon Circus arc of Sailor Moon. That is worse than Prétear. And as I have once said, Dead Moon Circus is the worst arc of the original 90s anime, and then when they remade it with Crystal, which would be Sailor Moon Eternal, those movies were also fucking bad because, as I once mentioned to someone, there is no saving the Dead Moon Circus arc. It's just kind of bad. So yeah, Prétear is better than the Dead Moon Circus. High bar. Eternal Punishment is half doing innocent Sin dungeons in a different order, and then half fighting the New World Order. And after you kill the big bad, Narlithotep comes and goes, "Hey guys, I haven't been in the game at all, aside from one mention of me. Anyway, don't forget about me. We gotta fight." Y'all, we've hit it. We've hit an hour 30. So apparently, this pot has already supposed to have hit me, and I feel nothing. Like I said, I think I'm hungry. And that's it. I've never done THC before. So I don't have a tolerance for this. So unless this is getting absorbed by my mass, I have no idea why nothing is happening. But, yeah, alright. Well... Anyway, Prétear. Anyone have anything else to say about Prétear? I feel pretty talked out about Prétear. I feel like we're good. I feel like we've got it. So, all right, let's go ahead and turn that off. And Wheel of Names, Anime Dartboard. Let's spin that dart. Shuffle. A shuffle. A shuffle. And then it ended with Tatsuya going back to Innocent Sin World, which begs the question if Innocent Sin World still exists, then what was the point of erasing everyone's memories first place? I assume it's, like, destroyed. I think that's the idea. But, let's give a spin. Excuse me. Oh, shit, yeah! Ah, Megami-sama. Fuck yes! I read this manga for a good number of volumes, like from the start to the end, and I want some more conclusion, although from what I understand the TV series does not do the conclusion. Did I mean TV or did I mean the original OVA? I meant the original OVA. Ah, Megame-sama, or Oh My Goddess. It is, but Tatsuya is like, we can rebuild. And I'm like, well, if SMT is anything, go. I know you. When college student Kiichi Morisato dials the wrong number while ordering for some food at his... While ordering for some food, I guess you can write that like that. At his dormitory, he accidentally gets connected to the goddess hotline, and a beautiful goddess named Belldandy appears out of a mirror in front of him. After getting kicked out of the dorm, Kiichi and Belldandy move to an old shrine, and soon afterwards, Belldandy's sisters Erd and Scold move in. I've seen the TV show, but not the OVA. I've read the manga. Okay, this dropped in... This is by Studio AIC, who made... Date Alive, which is a novel adaptation. That Thing, which I've been meaning to watch for years and have never gotten around to, which is a novel adaptation. I Really Want to Fuck My Sister. That Thing. Amagami, Special A, Seta no Hana Yume. I read the manga for that. Yankwae, the Persona 4 animation. There you go. Mikan Ki. Mikan Ki is actually secretly good. The problem is, it was created by a hentai artist, and it's a little too obvious at times, because it has one of the few cast of female characters where I would say the women's boobs are too big. Like, they're like unattractively large. Like, one of the characters' boobs are so big, I swear you could fit an entire person inside of them. And what's interesting is not just like personality wise, but like boob size. The most interesting character outside of the main character, which they develop pretty decently actually, is the flat chested one, who I think is also the main love interest. So it is baffling to me that they have decided to inflate everyone's chest like a fucking balloon. Anyway, so they've done a bunch of like romance. Is that Blue Gender? No, that's Now and Then, Here and Then. That's one of the earliest isekai series. But yeah, so they did a bunch of Sora no Tishimano is also surprisingly good. Like romance. What is Candy Boy? I was gonna say boobs being too big is common in anime, but I'm not attracted to boobs, so I guess I can't speak in anything but function. Yeah, but like it's they did Bubblegum Crisis. Oh, that's pretty. I mean, they are too big. They are. Can we? Oh God, I was gonna say, can we look up images of Mikan Ki? And then my brain said no. You will get porn. That is you will get just porn. See, the problem is, as big as these tits are, I want to be clear. These girls' tits are the size of, in what would be any other anime, the largest tits in the like. So occasionally you get slightly larger if it's like a total MILF, but like as far as like high school girls, this is your biggest chested character in basically any other anime. And I need to be clear when I say this. These are the small chested girls. I can tell this made by a hentai artist by the way the tights are shaded. And the thing is, it's pretty good. Like, if you can get past the tits, you would be surprised at how good it is. Same thing with Sora no Tishimano. Who, I want to be clear, you know what? Let's go back one more level. Let's go back one more level, because I want to pull up Sora no Tishimano to prove my point that Icarus... Let's get an image of Icarus over here. There we go. That Icarus, one of the chestiest characters in it, has boobs that are smaller than the Mikan Ki characters. There we go. I am confident that is the chestiest character in Mikan Ki. And it takes that... It takes that to fucking reach one of the smaller sets of boobs in Mikan Ki. And this is like the chestiest character in Sora no Tishimano, which is also an ecchi series. So when I say that Mikan Ki has a problem with the characters having too big of boobs, we needed to be clear that no, the smallest boobs are like the size of the largest boobs in something else. I want to is this this is Girls Love. I will read the plot of that to myself off stream. You know what? We'll read it once we're done with the dartboard. How about that? We'll add in a bonus segment. Boom. Anyway, this is done by AIC. You've got 30-minute episodes, 5 episodes. So what is that? 2.5 hours? I don't know. I didn't do the math in my head. I just guessed randomly. Don't judge me if I'm wrong. And this is directed by Hiroki Goda, who I've heard of. I've read enough bad hentai manga to recognize trans. Hiroki Goda did... Can we sort this by how important the position is? No, we can't. Animation director for Marshall... Oh, so he's still doing it. This man's still out here. As the anime director and character designer, best known for directing Oh My Goddess. So he fucking peaked in the 90s, but... let's see. Storyboard, animation, key animation, animation director for episode 19 of Recreate. Wasn't that the recap episode? Am I wrong? That was the recap episode, wasn't it? Wasn't episode 19 the recap episode? Usagi Drop, which I believe is the story that was a cute father-daughter story and then turned into the daughter wanting to fuck the dad. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's Usagi Drop. A Amagami, he did some special direction for Special A, character design for, and chief animation director for a lot of, I was right, yeah, for a lot of Bloom Into You. God, he really, I can see why he's only famous for, he's done a lot of animation directing and character design. Please Teacher, surprisingly decent, but take that as a sort of lukewarm recommendation and not a decent in the way that Mikan Ki and Sora no Tishimano are actually surprisingly decent. Amagami, he did, what, I really don't think he's directed anything other than, like, apparently he can animate, but I don't think he's directed anything. Lord El Malloy, apparently this is somehow connected to Fate Stay Night. Because I think like it's about Weaver or something, which Weaver was an okay character, but I don't think we need multiple anime about the man. Every single person who adapted that manga personally leaves out like the last 3 to 4 volumes. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you have to leave out the ending because the author didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Key animation for that '90s JoJo adaptation I didn't see. A lot of key. He's been in the industry forever. He worked on the original Urusei Yatsura. I really think he's. I think he always directs Oh My Goddess, and I don't think he directed episode 8 of Bubblegum Crisis. Wasn't that the last episode of Bubblegum Crisis? Okay, so he directed the worst episode of Bubblegum Crisis. Did character design for Please Teacher. Was Please Teacher based off of a manga? What was the source? Oh, it was original. Okay. I never watched Please Twins. Has anyone actually seen Please Twins? I never watched this. No one's seen Please Teacher. Why the fuck am I asking you guys? You don't fucking know. Speaking of Please Teacher, I am dangerously close to getting the pure achievement on Anime Plus, like mal achievement list. I'm like falling out of ecchi rapidly. Like every time I watch anything, they really don't make ecchi anime anymore, and just because I watch like whatever's coming out, minus a few years, I straight up like they don't make anime like they used to. What is Mugen Hunter Fedora? Dream Dimension Hunter Fedora. This came out in 1985, which means I've already read it and it didn't sound good. Okay. Man, I love that. I love knowing that. I love knowing I don't have to give the time of day to fucking shit anymore. Oh, he directed one other thing that wasn't Oh My Goddess, and it was Landral, which was a Josei series that came out in... I'm outraged. I'm outraged by the principle. Which came out in 2017. Siscon, Powerphobia, son of General Lucafort, son of a general, Wither Crown, fourth in line for the succession. The titles, accolades, expectations, respect, and envy for DX Luxifort keeps coming, but all he wanted to do was win Marion's hand. Landral follows DX, his sister Lon, and his bodyguard / brother Roko as they leave their home in the countryside and brace themselves to take on whatever their famous last name brings on. That is the worst description of anything I've ever heard. And this came out in 2017, and there is apparently not enough people with this on their list for them to have created an official rating. How many people have seen this? How many? 157 people have seen this. I doubt I could find this anime if I really wanted to. Wow. Anyway, yeah, Oh My Goddess is fucking famous. Everyone knows Belle Dandy. Bare minimum. You might know Erd. I read the manga growing up as a kid. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, there's not a lot to say. I don't like. Why did I add this? We know why we added this. So There we go. Jose, when I'm trying to read a romance manga and it starts a relationship with rape, gotta check the tags and then see Jose. It makes all sense. So yeah, no, you probably have also seen like Erd, just because she's a famous older sister, dark skinned anime character, and I don't know how popular Skuld is, but there you go. Yeah, 5 episodes, 30 minutes each. Genres are comedy, romance, supernatural. You got it. You got it. You can watch this. You can all watch this. You can watch it. You have until January. You've got time to watch this. Watch if you watch what is it? 10 minutes. You watch 10 minutes every day and you'll still get it done by January. So anyway, yeah, we're done.